Yeah, boy. Welcome to another video on the playlist How to Win at Sports Betting. In the previous video, I explained spread betting, how it works. In this video, I'll explain how you can buy or sell points. And in the process, you'll learn two key terms, the push and the hook. So those are two key terms you'll see thrown around in sports betting. Now, in the previous video, the example that was used was the Toronto Raptors visiting the Golden State Warriors, and the line was 6.5. So the Warriors were being reduced 6.5 points, and the Raptors were given 6.5 points. Since then, the line has moved to 8. When you've got a whole number, an integer, this is what's known as a flat line. And flat lines are generally undesirable because if the final score, the differential between the two teams, is equal to the spread, all bets are refunded. Okay? This is what we call a push. And a push means everyone gets their money refunded. No one wins, no one loses. Everyone's time and energy has just been wasted. So, in order to overcome the push and a flat line, what bookmakers offer is for you to buy or sell points. Now, a key rule of thumb here is when you're betting on the spread, remember, the reason why you're betting is because you believe your team is going to cover points. And so, you should always be selling points. You should never be buying points. When you're buying points, what you're doing is you're increasing your spread. So the ability for your team to cover that spread. Okay? And so when you buy points, you reduce the odds that you will receive. When you're selling points, it's the opposite. You increase your odds because you're reducing the spread your team needs to cover. So, the absolute lowest that you can buy or sell is 0.5 point. And that is what's known as the hook. Okay? And a rule of thumb, again, if you're selling the hook, you should always receive at least a 4 to 5% increase on your odds. Yeah? So, to demonstrate by way of example, we'll go back to the Warriors versus Raptors. So, if you look at my screen, you can see that currently with Sportsbet, they've got $1.92 for the standard spread of 8. I'm just scrolling up and down, and you can see if you're buying points, you're getting lower odds, and if you're selling points, you're getting better odds. And it's for both sides. So here, if you look, minus 8.5 for the Warriors is $1.94. Okay. Now that, if we compare it to the standard spread of 8, you can see that you're only getting an increase of 2% in the odds. And again, that's not desirable because if the Warriors were to win the game by 8 points, at least the flat 8 will result in a push, a refund. But if you were to take the minus 8.5, so if you were selling the hook for only an extra 2%, that bet would lose if the Warriors were to win by 8. So that is not ideal. Same thing with the Raptors. Let's have a look at what odds we'll get if we sell the hook with the Raptors. Okay, so scrolling back down, you can see that the hook is giving us an extra 1% because plus 7.5 is $1.93, whereas the plus 8 is $1.92. So if the Raptors were to lose by 8 points, that plus 7.5 would be a losing bet. So it's not worthwhile for us to sell the hook for a measly 1% increase in odds. Now, let's see how much we can get the hook with a rival bookmaker. So we know that the standard spread is the flat 8. If we go to Bet365, you can see from the outset they're offering $1.90 odds on the standard spread, which is 2% less than what Sportsbet is offering. So from the outset, Bet365 is not offering desirable odds. Let's have a look at the hook, however. Maybe they're offering better odds on the hook. Okay, so scrolling down, you can see the plus 7.5 for the Raptors is $1.95, which when you compare it to the plus 8 is a 5% increase. And you can see the minus 8.5 for the Warriors is $1.95 compared to the minus 8 of $1.90. But overall, we're only getting a 3% increase to what we can get with Sportsbet. So in this situation, selling the hook, so selling that extra half a point, is not desirable. So for this, you're better off, if you like the Warriors, to just stick with minus 8 with the bookie offering the higher odds. Or if you like the Raptors, sticking with the plus 8. So that's how you buy and sell points. Remember, 2 rules of thumb. When you're betting on the spread, as a professional, you don't ever want to be buying points, okay? You want to be selling points. It defies logic to be buying points on the spread. If you're buying points on the spread, it means you're not confident your team's going to cover the standard spread, okay? So you shouldn't be betting the spread. Go and bet on the money line. Go and bet on the total points. Don't spread bet if you want to buy points. You should be selling points, okay? The minimum you should sell is the hook. And when you're selling the hook, you should be getting at least 4 to 5% increased odds. So remember that. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell, and stay tuned for more videos on the role of the bookmaker. Yeah!